Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. I have to set something up here. I can't do it until it's actually streaming. So it'll take a minute. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. All right, here we are. Hare Krishna. So, a good friend of mine, and they really are a good friend. They gave me these, they're very small, little kartals, little clackers. So I'm going to use these. Thank you, Sachi, for the clackers. They're my favorite. I love them. Hare Krishna. So here we go. Glories to my spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Now glories to my Shiksha Guru, that wonderful, crazy, honest, pure-hearted, straightforward, ecstatic madman, Srila Gaurahari Das. My good fortune. I need to have found him. As maddening as it can be at times. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo, 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 Haribo. Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Krishna. Now I got some stuff that I wanted to share. I'm just going to chant a little bit first. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, so I was going to share some stuff. Some realizations about this fight and flight response. We all have it. The animals have it. Everyone has this fight and flight. If we're in a situation, we feel threatened, then there are chemicals that start to flow through the body. It's a substance, just as much as alcohol or marijuana or LSD or cocaine. It's a substance, but it's a substance that's produced within the body, and it's a chemical. It's called adrenaline. And when it kicks in, it stimulates the body and the different bodily organs for fighting or running away. It's a self-defense mechanism, and it's built in. And when it's happening, when all these chemicals are running through the body because it's gotten, as they say, triggered, or somebody pushed your buttons and you're triggered and the adrenaline's running, there's no way to rationalize it away. No more than you can rationalize away alcohol, or you can rationalize away LSD, or rationalize away marijuana. Can't rationalize away. They're chemicals. This one is the body actually produces it. But if you can recognize what's happening, see, those chemicals will subside. If you can recognize what's happening and remain steady, that's why Krishna says, one who remains steady in happiness or distress, in loss or gain, profit or loss. See, those are all, those situations, they trigger reactions, which aren't just mental. They're not just mental reactions. The whole body is involved. Different chemicals start to flow. I'm sure there's others besides adrenaline, but adrenaline is well known. Is a well-known chemical that gets triggered within the body. It's the endocrine system. There are different glands in the body that they get the signal to trigger, and they throw out that adrenaline. Okay? Animals have it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. It's very bewildering. Like, you can start see a person, they start thrashing around it. They don't even know where the enemy is. They just can become panic, like a panic state. It's the chemicals. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So solution is remain steady, even though it's happening, and eventually it subsides. And then when you're peaceful again and there's no more adrenaline running through your whole system, you're like, what was I all upset about? I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of crimes are committed, murders and horrible things are committed because someone's adrenaline got triggered for whatever reason, and they went into this rage state, and they did something that later on they're like, I hadn't done that, fight or flight. Hare Krishna, but they're still accountable. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So I was looking at what, more than anything, will set me off with this fight or flight. What sets me off is someone who's lying. That sets me off. What happens is I have a tendency to, I kind of know they're lying. Why are they lying? They're lying to themselves, for one thing. They're lying to themselves, and they want me to support them in their lie. They're lying, but they want me to support them in their lie. It's either they want money or they want adoration. So they want me to support them in their lie. They've got a good lie going. It's such a good lie that they actually believe it themselves. but they're not quite sure, so they need support in their lie. They're lying, but they need some support for their lie. Hare Krishna. I mean, I see it with devotees also. Some sense of what a great devotee I am. I'm such a great devotee. I know one devotee's like that. They sit around in a marijuana fog all day and just criticize everybody else. I'm such a great devotee. Look at my ecstasy in the marijuana fog all day. I got a great devotee. And they criticize everybody else, like some of the more regulated type practitioners of devotional service to Krishna. Like all morning long, they're in the temple kitchen and they're cutting vegetables because this is their practice. Be regulated service to the deity, to help others and to serve Krishna like that. And they're cutting vegetables and they're washing pots and they're washing floors and they're cleaning the kitchen and they're making a nice offering for Krishna. And then around 12:30, they distribute freely the food. And it's enough to feed maybe 20 or 30 people or more. Every day they do this. They get the money from donations and from where the people that get to give the donations, they're working, they're giving from their hard-earned money. Things have changed now. In the early days, when the movement was just getting some roots, people would go out and they, like Jesse James and the gang, just approach people, give us money, give us money. And we say, we're feeding people freely. So, but that not so much now. Now people, they're more established, they have their families, they have their jobs, they have their businesses, and they give a portion of their hard-earned money to support these activities of the temples. So this devotee, and there are many, there's several like this, there's marijuana fog, I'm such a great devotee, look at the ecstasy I'm in, and those devotees, they don't understand this, they don't understand this ecstasy, and then I look at the clock, oh, it's 12:30, oh, it's time to go eat. So the other devotees that don't understand this ecstasy, of course, they're working hard all morning, making this nice offering for Krishna, and they put it out. And then this other one comes, complaining about them all day and all night, complaining about them. And then goes over and 12:30, oh, time to eat. He goes and he eats the offering. Doesn't give anything. Loads up, stuffs his face on the food that was been offered to Krishna, and goes back into the garbage can he lives in, and even more marijuana. Oh, I'm such a great devotee. I'm such a great devotee. So, Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada said, if all someone can do is just eat the food offered to Krishna, then they qualify at some point to actually go back to Godhead. So if that's all someone can do, okay. Hare Krishna. But the lying part is because someone like that doesn't have a gainful means of employment, and then they pride themselves on, I don't have to work. Everything comes to me. I get everything I need without working. I can just sit here in a marijuana fog and be high on Krishna and marijuana, and I don't have to work. See? It comes to me. Everything just comes to me. I don't have anything, but what I need comes to me. Right. Hare Krishna. So the same, self-same, great, ecstatic devotee got a speeding ticket in October. And sitting there, they don't deal with it. I'm not going to worry about it. And then in December, there was a court date. He's going to go to jail if he didn't pay a fine. It's almost $300. Comes running to me. I got a problem. I'm in a jam. Please, you got to help me. And he's like crying. Tears are coming. This great devotee. I didn't pay my ticket. I got to go to jail if I don't pay it. Oh, please. Right. Hare Krishna. So I don't have the money. I don't have it. I put it on a credit card because they promised. They don't work, but for some reason they had a little job for 3 days. They got some little construction thing for 3 days. Good. So they could have a little pocket money. So they promised when they got paid, they were going to get paid in a couple of days, that they would repay. That was a promise. So we made this word of mouth promise. So I find out they've already taken their pay. They got it in advance and they've already spent it. So yeah, they would have gotten paid in 3 days, but they're not going to get anything in 3 days and they still don't have any money and who knows when they're going to work. So I see where this is going. So this was the lie, okay? That kind of lie will get me very, very angry. I can become very angry because I bought into it. I believed them. They were lying to me just to take some assets from me. They just saw me as something to use. This great devotee. And then when push came to shove, who can I take advantage of? Be honest with you, if I found myself in that kind of a situation, if I neglected to pay my fine and I was just lolling around doing nothing for months and months and months, I wouldn't go to a friend to work them over and lie to them because I know he's not getting any money in 3 days. It was a lie. And I don't know when he's going to work again. And I see where it's going. Well, I'll pay you next month. I'll pay you next week. You know, like alcoholics do that too. So I wasn't going to go there. But if it was me that I got stuck, I know what I would do because I've been in situations. I would just go to jail before I would go to a friend and lie to them to take their assets. So that's the kind of lying that gets me very, very angry. That's lying, cheating. It's actually stealing. It's a soft form of stealing. So these are the things that actually get me very angry when I realize that I've bought into somebody else's lie. Then I become very angry. Anyway, it got resolved. I threatened to get a refund because it was on my credit card. If that didn't work, I was going to dispute the charge. So somehow or other, well, they came up with that money. I don't know who else they hoodwinked, but they came up with that money, came running to the door with it in the hand. Here you go. See, I'm good at my word. Yeah, see, you're right. Krishna. Liar, he's still a liar. The lie was told. It said that Mother Earth is one thing that she cannot tolerate. It's a liar. And I was thinking about the animals, They don't lie. Animals don't lie. I think that's why people like to have pets. They like to be around the animals. They have no conception of lying. They don't lie. I mean, they'll kill each other and eat each other. And, life out there is pretty rough if you're an animal. I just watched this little cat who lives here outside. Not in the house. I can't do it in the house. We're good friends. He's outside. He's got a cardboard box and a blanket. He's very happy. He has his life. But I just watched him, like eat a lizard, poor lizard, So it's cruel, but there's no lying. It's honest life. There's no deception. I think maybe the closest you can come to deception in the animal world is something like a chameleon who will disguise himself to look like a tree branch. Sometimes people are described like that, people who, they rearrange themselves in different situations to get what they want. It's a chameleon. But there's out and out lying. And it's everywhere. It's going on. Everyone's lying to everyone. No one is telling the truth. Everyone's lying. Because there's a main lie, a basic lie. And the lie is there's no Krishna. Not really. That's the big lie. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. It's just not the truth. There is Krishna. We are spiritual beings. And the illusion is described of this temporary material world. We're eternal, actually. The illusion, or the personality who manifests the illusion, we call her Maya, or in Christian culture, the devil, is a liar. Because it presents something to look like what it is, something else than what it is. So this fight and flight, that's what gets me going on this fight and flight, is a liar. Immediately, you want to like wring their neck, or I want to get away from him, and if I never see him again, it's too soon. This is what really gets me going, is lying. I can't stand lying. Because what the liar does is they're telling a lie, and they may have even convinced themselves of the lie to one degree or another, and then they want you to come into their lie. Come into my lie. I'm lying. I'm not telling the truth, but I want you to come in here and support my lie. You're my friend. Come on, let's be friends. Get into my lie. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And you know, sometimes I'll fall for it a little bit. Doesn't last long. Doesn't last long. I've got a fence here where I live, and there's a door that goes through it. And I've seen so many go through that door. You know, came in, it looked like the truth was going to be manifest. And they came in with their lie. And I was supposed to support their lie. And out they go through the door and the gate. So I just say, they went that way. They went that way. So, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This fight and flight response is when we're being, we feel threatened. Why? Because someone is trying to take advantage of us, our assets, or our energy. They're trying to take advantage of us. Hare Krishna. For their own lie. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. And the one thing that's standing just a little bit in the times that we're living in, described in the Vedas, is truthfulness. That's the last shred of hope for this age, is that there is some truthfulness. And this chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra preserves that last shred of truth. That's why that's recommended in this age, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare, become peaceful, become happy, become situated in transcendence by this chanting Hare Krishna. There's some bugaboos there too, because if you get the mantra from someone who's telling a lie, then it's always effective because the truth is the truth, but it can be a lot of other stuff in there, and it can take a really long time and some serious detours before the truth is manifest in the mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. If this were a cheap thing, everybody would be doing it, right? It's not a cheap thing. This love of God, actually experiencing relationship with the Lord, becoming free from the lies, telling lies yourself, and succumbing to others trying to use you with their lies. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. So servant of Maya, servant of the illusion, servant of lies. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Why do you tell a lie? Because you want something you're not entitled to. What's gambling? You want a windfall without doing anything for it. So speculating and lying, very closely related. You want something that you're not entitled to. So you'll devise some means to try and get it. And that is also gambling. And that is done also with the truth in the form of the scriptures. We'll speculate on the scriptures. Why? To get something that other than what the scripture is actually giving. Try to get something else out of it. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. So lying, speculating, cheating. Welcome to the material world in this day and age. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. So to have a fight and flight response to that is a very healthy sign. It's a healthy sign. Hare Krishna, Krishna. You get bit by a snake and you get sick, a nice natural response. Hare Krishna, Hare. So you have to take the medicine to counteract the poison. And that's Hare Krishna, our mantra, hearing about Krishna, associating with devotees who are not inclined to lie, truthful devotees who are not inclined to lie. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram. And it's hard to find them, really, because everyone's lying to one degree or another. Like, the lie can be a soft lie. Like, I was in the store the other day, and there's a large spiritual community. There's a lot of spiritual communities here. I mean, a lot. There's a big impersonalist community a couple miles away, Temple of the Universe, and there's a lot of wonderful Christians in the area, all different brands and sects. And then there's the big Hare Krishna community here with accredited schools and a farm project and free food distribution. And there's thousands and thousands of people that kind of saturated the area connected to that. And then there's Chaitanya, Narayan's disciples. They have their communities and their activities. And there's more too. I mean, there's people doing psychological healing, psychic healing, all connected. I mean, there's just tons of stuff going on here. The whole atmosphere is surcharged. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. So when if I go into a store, like the home improvement store or the supermarket, you're going to bump into all kinds of people here. So I was at the home improvement store. I had to get I'm building something. I'm always building something, some nails or something. And I bumped into one of the devotees that I know, and they're all excited. They've been all excited for months and months and months and months. Their daughter was expecting a baby. Finally, the baby came, and now he's a grandfather, and he's all excited. So that's all he can talk about for months and months and months now. That's all he talks about, and he carries the pictures around with him. So, of course, we stop, we talk, Hare Krishna, really nice. Oh, I have to show you. Look at what happened here. So out come the pictures, on the phone, looking at the baby here, looking at the baby there, looking at the baby over here, looking at the baby over there. And I kept thinking about King Chitraketu in the 6th canto. There's a story of King Chitraketu who so much wanted a child to inherit his kingdom. And finally, a sage came and did some special sacrificial offering so that the queen could conceive a child. And but he told the king, he said, this child will be a source of great happiness and will also be a source of great distress. So I was thinking of that sixth canto. So my friend, he was all excited. The baby, the baby, the baby, the baby, my grandchild, my grandchild. Ah. So he kind of wound down from his euphoria, and then he said, "And so what are you doing? Like, you can't top that, can you? Because, I'm not married. I don't have any children. So, you can't top that, can you?" It's kind of like in his voice. So what are you up to? So what's going on with you? It's like, Krishna. See, that's a soft lie. It's a soft lie. Because he's presenting what he's experiencing, this euphoria, over something material. It's a material situation. And he's presenting it as something just the highest ecstasy, right? Because that's what he's experiencing. So he's caught in his own lie. He's caught in his own. Now, it's wonderful. Certainly it's wonderful if somebody does have a grandchild. I mean, it's very nice. Congratulations. Somebody gets a lot of money. Very nice. Congratulations. But one who remains steady in happiness and distress, loss or gain, victory, defeat. So it's kind of like telling a lie, holding this up, See how great I am? See, it's like, it's almost demoniac. If you look at that verse in Gita, I mean, no harm against my friend. He's a wonderful devotee. When he chants Hare Krishna, I start to cry. He chants beautifully. But this is going on, okay? And if I fall into it, then I can, become illusioned, just like he is. See, if I support his lie, I can become illusioned, just like he is. And I can lose my, So the verse in Gita, where the demonic, someone who's caught in this lie, says things like, "I'm so wealthy, I'm surrounded by aristocratic relatives, so much is mine today and so much tomorrow." This is the material mind. And Krishna describes it as the demonic mind. So we all have things we're dealing with. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So I didn't fall into that one because King Chitraketu in the sixth canto kind of gave me a little perspective on, hello, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. The source of great happiness and distress was the king's illusion. Well, what happened in the sixth canto to King Chitraketu is that, in ancient times, kings would have many queens. And so the one queen was able to conceive because of the blessings of a saintly person, gave them some blessing. But all the other queens became envious because the king naturally was showing so much attention to the queen that gave birth to the child, and they were just in their own little world. And he was ignored. He had no more interest in the others. Why? It's like, so they felt like their lives were drying up. They were like, we're not getting any juice here. We're also, and they became envious. And they plotted to kill the child. So they did. They poisoned the baby. So, Hare Krishna, this is Vedic history. And the lesson was that the child was brought back to life to enlighten the parents. It was brought back to life. The saintly person came and was able to do that, call the soul back into the body of the child. And the child said, enlighten them. I'm not this body. I've had so many parents. Which parents are you? I'm traveling throughout all the creation. I'm taking birth over and over again in different families. Which parents are you? And other valid instructions for liberation. And like that. So sometimes we have that understanding. Certainly my friend does. I'm certain he's very well read in this. I'm sure he knows sixth canto. But sometimes the knowledge is just in here, And until we experience something, it doesn't become a living reality. It's just kind of like up here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. For me, my living reality and my experiences are very much in the present moment. Very much in the present moment. And I consider myself very fortunate like that I've experienced enough in the present moment that these truths are a living reality for me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And it's intense. It can be very intense. Oh, Krishna. It has to be. Otherwise, it just remains up here. If it's not a living reality, not a living space, it's up here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So this fight and flight is very much a part of not succumbing to the lies. And I see if I go through it enough, I fall into somebody's lie because and then I want to be their friend, or it feels good to hang out with them, or, feeling, so wanting some association. So you're willing to do that just to get association, right? And then experiencing the poison of it, and then getting angry and wanting to either kill the person or get away from them. But it's not their fault. It's me. Well, I felt they've got their own problems. They're living in a lie. And then my problem is I fall into their lie. So I'm stupid. But if it happens enough, then you can catch it. It's always like cutting back. Like, it's a cutting back thing. I know so many other bad habits and ways of thinking that it would happen, and then it would happen again, and it would happen again, and it would happen again, and then you're just cutting back, because you recognize earlier on where it's, oh no, I've been there. Well, I know where that's going. I'm not going there. And then you can pull back. And then eventually the tendency, you don't even want to go there. It's like, know what that is. See ya. Ain't going there. Sorry. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It can be gradual like that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Things are speeded up if you have some good association. That cutting back and recognizing and cutting back that can be speeded up. It doesn't have to be over like lifetimes. It can be speeded up if you're in association that is already very much in the present moment in Krishna consciousness. That can be speeded up. In other words, someone who they've given up the tendency to lie. They've given up that tendency to lie. They don't lie. They're not lying anymore. And they don't want you to come into their lie. They want you to come into their truth. Because the relationship with Krishna is blossoming. And so, they want you to come in, not into their lie, but into their truth. Hare Krishna. You come into a person's truth like that, if they're in the truth, then you're also in the truth. There's no conflict. There's no taking advantage of anyone. There's none of that, because everyone's in the truth. If you have association of someone who wants to bring you into the truth, out of the lie into the truth, out of the darkness and the deception and the confusion into the truth, the harmony, the joy, the bliss of the truth. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. So that's why I hear from Gaurahari Das. I see him as someone like that. That's who I see. That he wants to bring people into his truth, not his lie, his truth. Hare Krishna, his truth and love of Godhead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. So, Hare Krishna, that's why I'm here. And from time to time, I'm susceptible to the liars, but less and less, because I'm able to spot them. quicker, sooner. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So that fight and flight thing, we wind down. But it's an important mechanism. Krishna, God, has given that. Why? Because that's how you protect. You learn to protect yourself. And pain is an indication something's wrong. Pain. I mean, these are, telling us something, these things. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So fight and flight, while it's going on, there's not much. Like if I'm in it, there's not much I can do. It just has to play itself out. And I don't have to kill anybody. And I don't have to run away. What I do need to do, and what I do is, I just let it wind down. Because a lot of it is just chemicals, and it'll subside. And then when it subsides, I can see a little more clearly what happened and how to recognize a situation like that that's going to cause that and steer away from it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Not become bewildered by it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. So he's going to read a little something. Reading Adi Leela, Chaitanya Charitamrta, Chapter 8. Hare Krishna. Now this is the truth. Hare Krishna. And Krishnadas Kaviraj is absorbed in the truth. And he wants us to come into his truth, which happens to be the absolute truth. No lies here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Just love of God. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So he says, text 40. This is written in Bengali. It's a beautiful poem, but I'm not gonna recite the Bengali because I'll spare everyone that, because I don't speak Bengali very well. But it's a poem, beautiful poem, a song. The whole book is a song. And the meter is Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Vaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I offer my obeisances to all the devotees of the Lord. Everyone is at different levels of becoming free from the illusion, free from the lies and lying. There are different levels. And so I offer my obeisances. Just to some, I have to offer at a distance, and I really can't enter into any kind of intimate relationship where you reveal your mind in confidence, and you share things and you let your guards down. For some, I have to keep a really big distance because of their still dealing with their own lies. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. And Prabhupada, my spiritual master A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, says, constant vigilance is the price of freedom. So what was he talking about, constant vigilance? Be on guard for the lies and the liars. It's all around. Hare Krishna. You don't have to hate everybody. You don't have to kill everybody, although that's coming. When the Lord incarnates as Kalki, he just kills everybody. He can start over because they just kill them. They can't be reformed in any way at all. There's no truth in anyone, so they're all lying. But that doesn't come for another 500,000 years. So we need to prepare, right? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. I offer my obeisances to everyone, actually. Even the liars, the out and out liars, because I learn from them what not. I wish everyone well, believe it or not, I really do. But it has to be from a distance. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. It's like you develop a taste for the truth. There's a special taste of the truth. It's just a wonderful taste. It's the taste of the presence of the Lord, who is the absolute truth. And the activities of the Lord in truth are wonderful, blissful, ecstatic activities. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. So you develop a taste. At first, the taste for hearing about them. And then the taste develops as you grow in your spiritual life for actually entering in and experiencing these different transcendental environment, the spiritual environment, the eternal environment. And there are activities going on there, unlimited. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Just like here, in the world that we perceive through our temporary senses, only here everything is based on a lie and it's all temporary and nothing lasts. And there the activities are eternal. They're not interrupted. And the Lord is very creative. He's unlimitedly creative. Hare Krishna. Krishna. Okay, verse. Krishnadas Kaviraj says, I offer millions of obeisances unto the lotus feet of Vrindavan Das Thakur. No one else could write such a wonderful book for the deliverance of all fallen souls. So the author of this book, Krishnadas Kaviraj, is offering his heartfelt obeisances to another truth teller, Vrindavan Das Thakur, who has also documented the pastimes of the incarnation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his 5 features. The Godhead of Chaitanya, Gauranga, the Godhead of Gauranga. Hare Krishna. His next verse, Narayani eternally eats the remnants of the foodstuffs of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur was born of her womb. So here there's some indication that Vrindavan Das was born to a pure devotee of the Lord in ecstatic love of Godhead, Narayani. So he offers his obeisances to Vrindavan Das Thakur's mother also. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Here's a little history here. Read this history. It helps to fill in the details of the activities that go on surrounding the Lord and his. Prabhupada gives a purport. In Gaura Ganodesh Dipika, a book written by Kanipura that describes all the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and who they previously were, there is the following statement regarding Narayani. So when the Lord appears, his associates also appear, and they take on the different forms and characters and personalities to associate and serve the Lord in whatever incarnation he's taking. So Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, the same Krishna in Vrindavan, the cowherd boy. He is that same Krishna. And he's appearing here in a particular mood. That same Krishna wanted to experience what it was like to be his own devotee, specifically his intimate loving associate, partner, his conjugal love, as youths. Radharani, what she was experiencing, feeling separation from him. So it's still Krishna. He's manifesting like that to experience this. And this is going on in Vrindavan, and it's Krishna in one part of Vrindavan. It's one of these unlimited creative pastimes of the Lord. So he manifested it on earth 500 years ago. He manifested this. And those associates, they're Vrindavan associates, but they take on the different to assist the Lord in his particular mood that he wants to enjoy in this pastime, they take on different characters and personalities to assist him. So there's a book, Gaurahari Das Avadhoot, written by a pure devotee of the Lord, who's been given this knowledge and insight, that describes the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he says previously were, it's not really previously according to time. It's because they still are. It's not like they were that and now they're this. It's just this pastime is going on and this is how they're manifesting. Like when Lord Ramachandra appears, he's Krishna and he's appearing as Ramachandra for a specific pastime, and Balaram appears with him as Lakshman. So it's not like Balaram, it's not like Lakshman previously was Balaram. No, Balaram is still Balaram. It's just an expansion. He's expanded to accompany the Lord for what he wants to do. It's a pastime. And Sita, similarly, this is Radharani. So she expands to accompany Krishna when he wants to appear as Ramachandra. And she appears as Sita. So it's not like they were those things and now they're not. No, they still are. They've just expanded to accompany the Lord as he exhibits these different pastimes and incarnations and does all these wonderful things. So he describes the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and who they are in Krishna Leela, where there is the following statement regarding Narayani. And there's, it looks like Sanskrit here, so we'll just spare everybody that. And there, Prabhupada continues to explain the verse. When Lord Krishna was a child, he was nursed by a woman named Ambika, who had a younger sister named Kilambika. During the time of Lord Chaitanya's incarnation, that same Kilambika used to eat the remnants of foodstuffs left by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna. Krishna. Wow. Oh, Krishna. Krishna. Oh. Chaitanya. Krishna. The Lord is inviting us to enter into these this atmosphere, this ecstatic, blissful atmosphere. All glories to the fight and flight response, so that the lies can be spotted and dealt with. Killing another lie. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the lies that have to be killed. Krishna. Krishna. So that this can be appreciated. This is really, it's the nectar, you know. During the time of Lord Chaitanya's incarnation, the same Kilambika used to eat remnants of foodstuffs left by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's who she is. Vrindavan Das Thakur's mother. Vrindavan Das Thakur has composed the Chaitanya Bhagavat, very ecstatic literature, and glorifying Lord Chaitanya. And his mother, Narayani, is actually an expansion of the younger sister of Kilambika, who used to eat the remnants was the younger sister of Ambika, who acted as a nurse for Krishna. And her younger sister was Kilambika, who has now appeared in these pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and she eats the remnants of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's food. Right. That Kilambika, that younger sister of Krishna's nurse in Krishna Lila, Kilambika was Narayani, who was a niece of Srivas Thakur's. Later on, when she grew up and married, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur was born from her womb. A devotee of Lord Krishna is celebrated in terms of devotional service rendered to the Lord. Thus we know Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur as the son of Narayani, the son of Ambika's younger sister. Ambika was a nurse of Krishna in Krishna Lila. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur notes in this connection that there's no reference to his paternal ancestry, because there's no need to understand it. Just knowing his mother is enough. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. She's right out of Krishna Lila. Right out of Krishna Lila into Chaitanya Lila, eating that foodstuff of Lord Chaitanya and conceiving Vrindavan Das Thakur. You wonder who Vrindavan Das Thakur was, or is, in the other Leela. Well, I guess I have to read that book, Guru Ganadesh Deepika. I want to read it. Let me make a note of this. That might be a great book to read, or at least reference to, when you see these personalities. Guru Ganadesh Deepika. It's kind of like, how people, they want to do like ancestry.com, find out their ancestors, It's kind of like transcendentalancestry.com. It's like, wow. Okay, text 42. What a wonderful description he has given of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Anyone in the three worlds who hears it is purified. So that's Krishna Das Kaviraj further glorifying Vrindavan Das Thakur. Hare Krishna. Krishna Das Kaviraj now says, I fervently appeal to everyone to adopt the method of devotional service given by Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, and thus be freed from the miseries of material existence and ultimately achieve the loving service of the Lord. Okay, and he said, the loving service of the Lord, and the word for word is Premananda, the transcendental bliss of devotional service. Transcendental bliss of devotional service. Just by worshiping Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has written Chaitanya Mangala, actually Chaitanya Bhagavat, and therein described in all respects the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. So the question arises, then why is Krishna Das Kaviraj also writing about the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya? And he explains that he's filling in different places, and he's not going to duplicate anything that Vrindavan Das has written. You should read his book. But he was given instruction to write Chaitanya Charitamrta, and he's filling in different places that may not have been given in as much detail, or because the pastimes of the Lord are unlimited, how much can you put in one book? So there's enough for everyone. So he's clarifying here that he's not in any way at all competing with Vrindavan Das Thakur. He takes shelter of Vrindavan Das Thakur's lotus feet, and he glorifies Vrindavan Das. So that's not why he's written this book, is to compete. My book will be better. No. Hare Krishna. They just got like this little vision of, preparing a feast plate to offer to the deities, It's not like, the halava is competing with the burfi, or the sweet rice is competing with the sabji, It's like, there's a lot on a feast plate, It's like, they're not competing. they're making the feast even more relishable. Yeah, so that's kind of what I get from this. He wants to make that really clear, that he's not competing or being aggressive in any way at all. Okay, so he continues to glorify Vrindavan Das Thakur. He says, he first summarized all the pastimes of the Lord and later described them vividly in detail. The pastimes of Lord Chaitanya are unlimited and unfathomable. Therefore, in describing all those pastimes, the book became voluminous. He saw them to be so extensive that he later felt that some had not been properly described. The pastimes are unlimited. How can you? It's unlimited, there's no limit to describing them. He ecstatically described the pastimes of Lord Nityananda, but later pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained untold. So he's filling in the pieces. The devotees of Vrindavan were all very anxious to hear those pastimes. The inhabitants of Vrindavan were anxious to hear the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This is taking place in Vrindavan. Hare Krishna, Chaitanya Leela is in Vrindavan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But they want to hear the pastimes as well. In Vrindavan, in a great place of pilgrimage, underneath the desire tree, in a golden throne bedecked with jewels, is a golden throne bedecked with jewels. In Vrindavan, in a great place of pilgrimage, underneath the desire trees, is a golden throne bedecked with jewels. On that throne sits the son of Nanda Maharaj, Sri Govinda Dev, the transcendental Cupid. Varieties of majestic services are rendered to Govinda there. His garments, ornaments, and paraphernalia are all transcendental. In that temple of Govindaji, thousands of servitors always render service to the Lord in devotion. Even with thousands of mouths, one could not describe the service. In that temple, the chief servitor was Sri Haridas Pandit. His qualities and fame are known all over the world. Sri Haridas Pandit was a disciple of Sri Ananta Acharya, who was a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This is going into something else now, and it's a little over an hour online, so I think we're going to start next time when we read, go back to the Temple of Jewels in Vrindavan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. May all your battles be victorious. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare